Good afternoon, everyone. Your Grace, Lord Lieutenant, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to Barnsley, and especially to the town hall. In today's world, there are so many pressures on our young people, and we often only hear about the negative contributions they make to our community. However, I wholeheartedly support the YMCA and its vision of an all-inclusive movement which contributes to the transforming of communities for the benefit of all our young people. Like all associations throughout the country, Barnsley's YMCA goes a long way of fulfilling the YMCA aims of providing young people with a place to find acceptance, a sense of community and a sense of activity. I am delighted so many people join us today for the YMCA's 150th anniversary. So once again, I would just like to say, let's give a big welcome for 150 years of the YMCA in Barnsley, and may long it remain.
Archbishop, what are your overall impressions of coming here to Barnsley and the 150th anniversary for the YMCA?
I think it's almost like when Moses came by the burning bush and he was told to take off his shoes because you are on holy ground. He just realized that 150 years, this particular association has given a lot of hope, a lot of encouragement to a lot of young people. And the same tradition is continuing in a very, very strong way. And their number and presence, particularly of younger ones in the church this morning, was quite overwhelming really.
And it's good to see a YMCA being so successful in a town, isn't it?
Quite right. Not only that, I mean, here outside the town hall, you know, you've got YMCA actually grown on the grass, you know, telling everybody who's going past 150 years,
Yes.
you know, which means that it's part of the community. And the other thing is that you've actually got a radio station broadcasting from within it. I mean, it's marvellous.
Indeed, and a TV company
And the
too.
TV, yeah. Lovely.
Now, is this your first trip to Barnsley?
Fast, we've never been.
So what are your overall impressions of the area?
Well, I thought I'd better have your pork pie, because you're known for your pork pie.
And the famous
you know.
Barnsley chop.
A chop, yeah, there you go, yeah, lovely.
So you've enjoyed your visit?
Lovely, been wonderful.
I know you're in
and
a great...
And I hope the young people continue to realize they're doing something extraordinarily wonderful, connecting with their neighbors, connecting with their friends, and becoming a place of welcome. And I think that's just marvellous.
Archbishop, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, and every blessing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Matt, specialist support worker, but all that we're seeing here in the Cooper Gallery has been, shall we say, at least under your wing. How easy or difficult was it to pull all these historic exhibits together?
It's been very difficult. The exhibition has actually, the build up to it's been going on for about a year now. And we started the project December, I think it was. And over the time we've had all sorts of things going on. We've had open events where people have come in and told us stories, brought in some of the pieces, like the things you see around in the display cabinets.
Yeah, I notice you've done a sort of living history project with recording people who, let's face it, aren't always going to be around, and their story's lost if we don't.
That's right, their stories are really important to our history. That's why we decided to build the living archive based on oral history and based on people's memories and stories rather than just facts and figures. It brings the whole thing to life, really.
And how have you managed with today's special celebrations?
It's gone well today. It's gone really smoothly. Yeah, the celebrations went well. Unfortunately, we've not had the Archbishop across here, but we've had lots of people in and out. We've had lots of good comments, lots of good feedback. So I'm happy with it in general. Yeah.
So if people were to come to the Cooper Gallery to look, what could they expect to see, man?
Well, there's the actual installation, which we spoke about, which contains over about 2 hours of video, documents and photos. Plus we've got minute books spanning back as far as 1899. We've got personal artefacts, things like Bibles that have been given to grandparents and great-grandparents for when they've been going off to war. There's lots of artefacts to see, and then, as I said, the mainstay is the installation. With the whole oral history side of it, we've got people's opinions and stories, and it's not just about the facts and figures and what happened when, you know, it's about who was here, what people were doing, how they were interacting with each other, and the good memories that they have of Barnsley YMCA.
And if it's living history, you've got a job for life, haven't you?
Well, yeah, there's constantly updating it. So well, with six months of this project left, and then we'll see what comes after that, I suppose.
Matt, thanks ever so much.
Cheers, thanks.
Dave Peake, manager of the Barnsley YMCA. It looks like it's been easy, but I'll bet you've been working your socks off, haven't you?
Only for 18 months.
So what has it needed to prepare for this special day?
I think the most important thing that we needed to get this working the way that it has today was good, effective teamwork, clear communication. Everybody knew what was expected of them, and people have been able to take on the roles and accept everything that goes with it without any cajoling, pushing, prodding. It's just been
Tears,
absolutely
tantrums, tempers?
None whatsoever, perhaps other than from me when I put the paintbrush away at 9:45 last night. But yeah, it's been probably one of the best days of my life today.
And everybody's gone away and enjoyed it, and tomorrow you've got to clear up.
I made a comment 4 weeks ago to one of the members of Barnsley YMCA, and they said, how do you think it's all going to go? And I said, if someone comes to me about 1:30, 2 o'clock on the Saturday afternoon and just says, well, that went all right, then I'll be more than happy.
It'll do.
And she's remembered, and she's come and said that, and I could have cried my eyes out.
And that's the
It's
best
been
way.
absolutely phenomenal.
So your overall impression of the day and the way it's gone and the visitors?
We're past my expectations. I'm absolutely gobsmacked.
So is it out with the mutton bucket now tomorrow and start cleaning up and putting the celebrations away?
It's already happening. Staff are dealing with it. Don't forget, things are still happening in the YMCA.
You're not closing it just because there's a special visit, are you?
No, we've not stopped any of the normal Saturday programmes. They're still happening, and everybody's enjoying the YMCA in their normal way. The fact that the Archbishop of York, regional and national representatives from the YMCA movement have been there doesn't stop the work that we do.
You're one of the characters of the YMCA. How do you fit in? And you must like it because you've been with it 4 years.
I was set on as a study support worker originally, and before that I was an outreach youth worker, but I decided to go and work in schools, and I put in for a job at the YMCA, working voluntary, and now I work in schools regularly with anti-bullying and.
Is this all to get youngsters involved with the organisation? Because that must be rather difficult.
Yeah, partly, but it's just giving them some space where to go and a safe environment, really.
What's your opinion of the youth in Barnsley? Are there a good set of lads and lasses?
The ones that we come across, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of out there that just need more help and somewhere to go, really.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
That's the
YMCA.
point, isn't
It's
it?
just for somewhere for them to go.
Half the problem is nowhere to go and idle hands make
Yeah, definitely.
naughty work. don't
Yes,
they?
exactly. It does.
So, in a nutshell, that's what you're doing. You're, as it were, trying to stop that happening.
Trying. Yeah, that's the main word, trying.
And one day you'll succeed, no doubt, because you're the type of person that will.
Definitely. I totally agree with that, yeah.
Mick, you're involved in the youth work, you're with council.
Yeah.
We've done programmes with you before. What's your involvement in this and how are you making things happen that you want to happen?
Well, I've only recently come to work in Barnsley because I worked on the Borough-wide until then, and now I'm working as the area youth worker for Barnsley Town Centre. And recently I've been heavily involved with the YMCA, doing a whole range of programmes, and found out it's really superb work, a real opportunity to work in partnership, really exciting people to work with, very welcoming, very dynamic, always looking for new work, and a real opportunity, and I'm looking forward to the future of them.
And no doubt some challenges still to face.
Oh yeah, a lot more challenges. We're working closely, me and Andrew, with school programmes together in the schools in Aldgate. We've got new projects planned in international work for next year, and conservation environment work, and also challenging motivation work with young men.
Is it difficult to get the young people on board?
To be truthful, sometimes yes, sometimes it is, but by working in the way the YM do, with a welcoming way, we manage to do that.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as President of the Barnsley YMCA, I'm extremely proud and honoured to welcome all of you to this 150th birthday celebration. We are honoured today with the presence of the Archbishop Sentamu. You're extremely welcome and you honour us with your presence. As you know, Barnsley has traditionally been involved in mining and glass for a considerable number of years, certainly throughout our history. And as such, this is such a special occasion. A presentation will be made to Archbishop Sentamu of a miner's lamp, suitably engraved to mark the occasion, and in the hope it will be a constant reminder of your visit to Barnsley, and it will light the way should you care to come again.
Before I respond, I came here expecting to see a lot of young people, which always delights me, but I never expected in my wildest dreams to be meeting Dickie. I never in my wildest dreams ever expected that when I come here.
I've only come to see you.
But the thing is that why I like Dickie is that on the cricket pitch, nobody dared disagree with him. Do you know why? Because always his decisions were right. Nobody dared play silly. So it's a great thing to be here, Dickie.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm very grateful that they give me a miner's lamp. I definitely will be burning from time to time, and it will remind us of the light which actually guides and leads everybody. So to get a lamp from here is a great thing. 150 years of celebration, and I hope that the light will continue burning in this YMCA for another 150 years. I don't know that we are around at the time, but if I am, please don't forget to invite me back.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much indeed.
David Marcus, President of Barnsley YMCA. How important is this morning's event as far as you're concerned?
It's unbelievably important, really. Here we are celebrating 150 years of the movement of this YMCA, which is a long time. And to have our head, he is our head of the YMCA UK, is really magnificent, and we're so pleased.
It's quite a long way from York, and it shows some sort of commitment, doesn't it?
It does indeed. We're so pleased and proud that he came.
About the thing itself, the whole building, it's come on leaps and bounds, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
You've even got a radio station in it.
Yes, indeed.
How well is it attended?
Very well.
You get lots
Very
of
well
young
indeed.
people.
Yes, indeed. The learning centre we have and all the activities, as you will see as we go round.
Thank you very much indeed, David.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
So on behalf of the region, what I'd like to say is a huge thank you to Barnsley for reaching 150. I've been doing some research. Doncaster's 150 on January the 1st. And so I was doing some research to try and sort of prepare an entry in our booklet. And I've never been more humbled at reading the material about George Williams and how this 23-year-old draper's store assistant created this movement. That in 10 years' time from his creating it, he'd got a world movement meeting in Paris and producing the aims and objectives of what we all work to now. Absolutely stunning commitment, Christian commitment, to working with young people. And Barnsley in particular is the successor to it. And it's people that have been connected with Barnsley over the years that have maintained that commitment and maintained that energy. And are going on maintaining that energy. I've been speaking to Ian this morning, who was hoping to come onto the board. And the sort of energy that people like Ian and all the other people that may be wanting to be or invited to be directors of the board are bringing new life and new energy into the YMCA, and that's the way it's always been. But it's a time also of saying, well, we're 150 years old, and just let's look back a little bit, and let's look at somebody who's not quite 150 years old, but Eric Billingham, for instance, who's given his whole life to the YMCA, and congratulations, Eric, and it's good to see you. And then there's somebody who looks just a year younger than Eric, but is much younger than that, but also gave his working life to Barnsley. Peter Brooks. What is Hiding. Yes, I'm too wide. And our current chair, we thank you, David, for the work and the energy that you put into Barnsley YMCA. And we remember with great affection Jack, who would have very quietly stood to the side and stood behind somebody, but felt proud of being part of the YMCA. So we remember Jack Staniford in the work that he did at Barnsley YMCA. A great man. And then, what about the people that are working here now? Julie and Katie, and the work that they did. The moving speech that we heard at the Assembly this year from Katie. Absolutely stunning stuff. And the way that the National Assembly was coordinated from the front by Julie, it was brilliant stuff. Barnsley on the map again. And then those that went to Greenbelt this year and raised a phenomenal amount of money showering people. Well, I don't think they actually did the showering personally, but they raised the money by organising the showers. And so Barnsley on the map again, on the national map. And then David and Andrea, who manage and who direct and steer this place. Huge thank you to you. Huge thank you. And long may you continue to deliver the service that Barnsley YMCA gives to the people, not only of Barnsley, but of South Yorkshire, of the YMCA region, and of the YMCA nationally. It's an amazing movement. It affects so many lives, and it affects them to the good, and gives people a new start in life, and gives them support as they move from the childhood on through into adulthood. And it also helps some of us olders as well. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Dickie Bird, one of Barnsley's famous people. You're here today, support. What does all this mean as far as you're concerned?
Well, the YMCA is a special YMCA special in my life, because I go back to my early days in Barnsley, of course. My father was a member of the YMCA when it was on Eldon Street, and then my father brought me into the YMCA, and I have some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful memories that I shall always treasure of the YMCA. And I have a lot to thank the YMCA for, from especially the early part of my life when when I used to go into the YMCA, play table tennis, play snooker, play all the games, and of course I used to play football for the YMCA as well. It's so nice to be here today, and this building, I've been in here a few times, of course, because I was a member early on when this was first built. This YMCA, and it is very, very special. I think I think I ought to renew my membership again.
And it's so good to get Dr. John Sentamu to come, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to see him here. I mean, for him to be here for this great occasion is very, very special.
Dickie, as always, thanks ever so much.
Great pleasure. Pleasure.
We all have our hopes and dreams for Barnsley YMCA and play an active part in it as young members. We appreciate the opportunity to share our thoughts with you.
We are proud to be members of Barnsley YMCA, and as young members we feel support and opportunities that are given to us are important and should continue to be provided for other young people in the future so that they can feel how we feel about our YMCA and always have a friendly, safe and secure place to be.
We would like to see the work of this association develop to include more support for teenage parents and those who are homeless. This YMCA already does a lot to help homeless people by providing shower facilities, meals and information. However, like many other YMCAs, we would like Barnsley to be able to provide emergency accommodation for those who need it and offer those people the services, resources and facilities that members value.
As young members, we value the fact that we are part of an international movement, and through Barnsley's involvement in the region, young people have been given many opportunities to participate in activities. These have included visits to India, participation in national and European assemblies, global youth work, public speaking training, the YMCA European Spectrum and the Global Representative Group. In the future, we hope that our YMCA can keep playing an active role in the region and movement, so young people can continue to take advantage of the opportunities available to them and grow and develop as individuals.
It is important to us that our YMCA is involved with YCare International and that we raise funds to support YMCAs in other countries who are less fortunate, helping them to provide resources and facilities they may need to work with young people. We would like to develop our global youth work and start to build relationships between our YMCA and groups of young people from YMCAs all around the world, so we can support one another with projects and to give young people the opportunity to take part in international experiences.
Our hopes for the future of Barnsley YMCA are about providing a facility for members that is welcoming and well used by the community. A modernised building that is fully accessible and able to adapt to the needs of both members in the present and in the future.
As members, we would like to change the perceived image of the YMCA. To achieve this, we need to challenge stereotypes associated with the YMCA and create a positive image that people will want to be a part of. We feel this will result in Barnsley YMCA continuing to provide services for the community for another 150 years.